Tonight, Missouri families are picking up the pieces of their home.
That's destroyed in about a minute.
After a tornado reminds them
This can be replaced.
of what matters most. Plus, Mid-Missourians are walking out protesting a vaccine mandate.
It's my body, it's my choice.
But it's not just happening here. Strikes across the nation happening today. And Facebook dealing with a crisis as a company after a report suggests it's prioritizing profits over safety. This is KOMU 8 News at 10.
Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
Today has been a day of cleanup for many across the state after tornadoes hit yesterday. Good evening, everyone. I'm Noah Klein. Thanks so much for joining us. KOMU 8's Elise Schoenig shows us how one Missouri man spent most of the day picking up the pieces and got help cleaning up his home.
A lifelong project.
Yeah, I've spent my whole life building this.
At the end of the day, the people we love are the pieces that make a house, a home. Reporting in.
That was Elise Schoenig reporting. KOMU 8 News also spoke with a few other homeowners with property destroyed, and they all echoed Anderson. They're feeling lucky to be alive and lucky to be surrounded by loved ones. Friends and family are still helping Anderson clean up his home. Sticking with this story here, storms also pushed through southeast Missouri. People are cleaning up in the town of St. Mary. The National Weather Service says it found evidence of EF3 level damage near Frederickstown, which is south of St. Louis. So far, no injuries have been reported there. And the storms hit the western side of the state as well. Take a look at this video here from Sedalia. You can see crews picking up tree branches during that cleanup. The National Weather Service confirms Sedalia saw two EF0 tornadoes last night. Bringing in our expert here, Matt Beckwith, joins us. You were here yesterday tracking these storms, and we're getting a look now at those storm reports. What can you tell us?
Yeah, there were really a couple of distinct areas. Of course, the two EF0 tornadoes that touched down near Sedalia, a line of storms up to the north, eventually producing those tornadoes in Linn County, rated EF2 at this point. One brief touchdown in southern Camden County that was rated EF1, and then things really got a lot more active off towards the east between St. Louis and Cape Girardeau near Frederickstown, where we had that EF3 tornado, and you can see three separate tornadoes there at one point, three separate areas getting hit by one tornado.
And so we're looking at the map here. We look a lot to our east, a lot to our west, but Columbia and mid-Missouri really seems like it kind of lucked out here with this system.
Yeah, let's explain why. So here's the satellite and radar loop from yesterday, and notice that we saw a couple rounds of showers and thunderstorms. That first round of showers and storms that really moved through around the 3 o'clock hour used up just enough of our energy that it helped weaken those storms as they moved through central Missouri. In Columbia, Jefferson City, we saw some strong wind gusts and some heavy rain. That was it, thankfully.
Matt, we'll check back in just a few minutes. Across the nation today, workers gathered to protest the federal vaccine mandate, including right here in mid-Missouri. A few dozen 3M employees walked off the job in Columbia today to protest the company's enforcement of that mandate. KOMU 8's Peyton Headley tells us why people are even willing to lose their job over it.
This is our form of escalation.
Aaron Weibel was one of dozens of 3M employees who clocked into work today.
And it just seems like they're kind of saying that we're replaceable.
That was KOMU 8's Peyton Headley reporting in Columbia. 3M sent a statement to KOMU 8 News regarding the protest today, saying it will comply with the federal vaccine mandate because it's a federal contractor with more than 100 employees. Under that mandate, workers have until December 8th to either get vaccinated or be reviewed for termination. It's the night before the deadline to file for Columbia's 2022 mayoral election. Remember, after Mayor Brian Treese announced he will not run for re-election, 4 people are now running for that position. KOMU 8's Jacob Murphy is here in the studio to introduce us to those new candidates. Jacob.
Noah, both Tanya Heath and Randy Minshew announced today that they will be running for mayor, joining Barbara Buffalo and David Seaman, who both announced their runnings in earlier weeks. Heath is currently employed at the University of Missouri School of Journalism and is a wellness practitioner, according to a press release. Minshew is on the board of directors for Phoenix Programs, an addiction recovery center in Columbia. Seaman is a Columbia School Board member and is looking to become Columbia's first black mayor. Buffalo is a former sustainability manager in Columbia and served for 11 years before stepping down in May. For a more detailed look at who the candidates are, you can go to our website at KOMU.com. In the studio, Jacob Murphy, KOMU 8 News.
Looking nationally, questions surrounding the social media giant Facebook are growing louder. A former employee shares her perspective with members of the UK Parliament in London. NBC's Jay Gray explains the testimony also included inside information.
There is growing concern and evidence, some say, that social media giant Facebook prioritizes growth and profits over user safety, and as a result continues to promote dangerous, divisive content and misinformation.
Safety and security.
A process now being questioned by governments, journalists, and users around the world. Jay Gray, NBC News.
Facebook is still facing backlash over actions taken involving that January 6th attack. The social media app has also been criticized for vaccine misinformation, among other problems. Okay, Matt, we'll check back. Thanks very much. The Central Missouri Foster and Adoption Association is looking to rebuild a playground after it burned down early Thursday morning. No one was hurt, but the Jefferson City Fire and Police Departments are investigating to determine the start of the fire. The fire left little to nothing behind. Reports say heavy fire consumed the ground material and playground equipment. The president of the association says the playground has been effective in their mission to comfort visitors.
Just to see kids out here just playing, laughing, enjoying themselves, we think it heals trauma, and that's why we need to rebuild our playground back.
The fire also melted the fence and damaged other areas surrounding the playground. Staff members hope to build or purchase a new playground through volunteers and donations in the future. Looking nationally, new developments tonight on COVID-19 vaccines with kids. Moderna says its vaccine generated a strong immune response in younger children. The pediatric doses of Pfizer's vaccine are ready to go for children between 5 and 11 years old. Tomorrow, an advisory board will meet to discuss emergency use authorization approval. Officials in some states are already getting ahead of an expected authorization. Also nationally, the Biden administration announced today it plans to take steps to increase the availability of rapid at-home COVID-19 tests while also making them more affordable. It's part of a new $70 million program that will help manufacturers produce data needed as part of the regulatory process. Experts say the test can be particularly helpful due to the similarity of the flu and COVID-19 symptoms. Kansas City plans to bid for the 2024 Republican National Convention. The Kansas City Mayor's office confirmed that news today. Officials say the RNC committee contacted city officials in recent weeks. The committee asked for the city to submit a bid to host the convention. The delegation from Kansas City will make a presentation on the city tomorrow in D.C. The meeting will be a chance for city officials to learn about what the RNC wants in a host city. Vice President Kamala Harris met with climate change leaders today ahead of the deadline for Congress to pass President Joe Biden's economic agenda on the 31st. She thanked the group for their work to help pass the bipartisan infrastructure deal and the Build Back Better agenda. Vice President Harris also spoke about the United Nations climate report and the need for action.
These are the issues that we are focused on. These are the issues that we are prioritizing. And the negotiations continue, as you all know. But I wanted to come by to also tell you that we, the President and I and our administration, are unwavering in our commitment to these issues. Absolutely unwavering.
Congress has until Sunday to pass President Biden's economic agenda. Heavy rain and flooding hit Sacramento overnight. Street flooding, power outages, and downed trees were reported. The event brought rain to a drought-stricken area that has been prone to wildfires. After going 212 days without rainfall, Sacramento now has new records for October. All right, Matt, thanks so much. One holiday or any day favorite, I don't judge. It might not be on the shelves this holiday season. We'll explain coming up. Here's what's happening right now. The House committee investigating the January 6th attack is deferring its request for several dozen pages from President Donald Trump's administration. This comes as the panel is investigating the Capitol siege and sought out documents connected to former President Trump. Let's talk consumer news, folks. If you normally give someone their favorite spirit for the holidays, you might need to come up with a plan B here. This comes as officials warn that stuffing your stockings with liquor won't be an option this year. Liquor stores will likely have bare shelves and fewer bottles. Officials expect the shortage, get ready, will continue for another 8 to 12 months.
For sunshine returns for the weekend, cooler next week.
Matt Beckwith, the only man I know who can track severe weather for, 10 hours yesterday and then not know what day it is today.
Yeah, that's why.
It happens.
But, when it matters most.
Weather IQ, what day is yesterday?
Yesterday was Sunday.
Sunday. We'll see you tomorrow. Tuesday.